What's up, guys? So today we're going to be going over social media insights for better metrics and measurements, specifically for Nike. We're going to be looking at what they're doing during the coronavirus epidemic to see how they're keeping their brand name up. This is brought to you by your host with the most, Joe Ebel. And we're going to be taking a look at Nike and seeing what they're doing to keep their popularity up, keep their good name up in favor of people. So on the agenda for today, we're going to be going over the purpose of the report, the fan analysis, which is like what market Nike specifically affects, who their target market is, and everything like that. The visibility analysis, which I will straight up say currently there is nothing. There is almost nothing, but we're still going to go over it. We're going to explain why there is nothing to go over. We're going to be looking at their post analysis, seeing what they post, when they post it, what they do good, what they're not doing good, and we'll get into a little bit more of that later. Meaningful insights and key takeaways. This is when we find out what we learned from this. And we're going to be going over some recommendations, see what Nike could do better, seeing what they got, seeing how they could make it better. So the background information, Nike struggles during downtime. The outlet stores are closed, which means that nobody can really go to their specific stores and buy anything. They don't really have that leisure. They're not a necessity business, as to say. So they have not remained open. Plus, most of their stores include malls, and malls are all currently closed right now as well. Shipping is the only form of product placement and purchase. This basically means that they can only ship items to people. They can't really make any revenue in person. Like, they have to ship their products out to the stores to sell. And right now, the only stores selling Nike products are all closed. Online is the only way to shop for this company. So that means you can't go to a store or buy anything. You have to order it off of a website. And Nike being a Chinese company run in America, which basically means that all their products come from China. If you look on Nike products, it probably says made in China. Their popularity and their revenue has gone down significantly, stated by their president. They even said a plummet in stock has also come. So if you want to look at buying Nike stock right now, not the best time. You might want to buy it toward the end of this epidemic, because this way you'll get it at the low price and it'll shoot back up. A little tidbit for them there. Purpose of this report is to show where Nike is slacking and they need some pickups. To explain the problem with Nike during times of peril like this, and to show the true natural popularity of Nike's brand name. Because even though they are experiencing a downtime, their brand name still holds a lot of weight in the eyes of people. So let's go over their fan analysis first. Nike directly affects Major League Sports hypebeasts, which is basically someone who just goes with the flow of trends, and Nike specifically has a very large trend. They're always trending, basically. They affect a lot of athletes. A lot of athletes wear Nike. And they affect fans of Nike, and they also affect fans of Major League Sports, because most Major League Sports, such as the MLB, the NFL, and the NBA, they all use Nike for their uniforms and their products for the fans to buy. So they directly affect those four target markets specifically, and we'll go over their visibility analysis now to finally explain why there is nothing to go over during this specific time period, being that Nike has been so silent on social media. They have not really had any interaction with fans. They haven't had any posts go through. They've only had two posts since the start of the coronavirus epidemic on Instagram, and it was basically just saying we all need to get through this together. Their hashtag is the only thing that we can measure about their popularity and that we can visibly see the effects of. And for how many followers Nike has and how many people they affect, it only has 27.9 thousand uses. So we're not seeing Nike in a very popular state right here. Their post analysis, as we've already stated, they've only posted twice since the start of this coronavirus epidemic. And 28% of their followers have engaged in using the hashtag or looking at the hashtag. So they've only posted once in the past 30 days. And we'll look at that post specifically since it's really the only one that we can get numbers on. After the post, they only had one solid day of engagements. They received 294,517 likes and garnered in 10,554 comments. For the amount of followers that they have, this is embarrassing. And I'll explain why. Because the fact that they have over 100 million followers and they're only getting about 20%, if that, maybe even 2% of those in likes, you can definitely see the drastic change in when they were the most popular company in the world, which they still are, is the craziest part. This has just only brought their post engagements down by 79.3%. So we're definitely seeing a big change here as Nike is starting to take a little decline. They're definitely going to plateau out for right now. The craziest part about all that is that their follower percentage is still up by 4.03%. They have 109 million followers. They're still thriving. One of the most recognized brand names in the world. They are still on top, but they just haven't moved anywhere. So what Nike is doing to improve this currently, Nike being a primarily Chinese company run in America, their stock and social media presence has gone down significantly because of the crisis at hand. So we've definitely seen the coronavirus taking its toll because of Nike using a lot of Chinese products. The president has come out and apologized to all the people offended and affected by the crisis to help bring light on a bad situation. He's trying to unite all the people, all the fans, and trying to keep everybody happy, even though it's not exactly working, but they still have a lot of presence. They're still doing good things. They're trying to bring everybody together, even though a lot of people are very, very, very apart on this current time. Nike has been silent for the past couple months to try and appeal to people's sensitivity. So Nike has not really been posting. They haven't really been speaking out on anything. And it's likely that when the epidemic subsides, they will return to social media and start speaking out again. So basically, they're taking the silent approach to everything. They're giving everybody the silent treatment until this blows over because they do not want to negatively affect any of their brand name. They do not want to damage their brand at all. So what did we learn from all this? Nike, even though they are currently not the most favored company by the people all over the world, they are still at the top of all their companies with significant numbers and followers. They still have the most social media out of the big three. They still have the most followers out of everybody. They have 109 million, whereas Adidas and Under Armour, who are their two main competitors, do not have as many followers as them, which is still crazy to think about because if you really think about it, during their downtime, they're still at the top. That's almost insane to think about because when you think about it, you would think as a company during a downtime, you would start to be ranging toward the bottom. We look at Adidas and they're not a Chinese product. They're actually a Japanese product and actually they're a German product for everything, but they usually have a lot of Japanese influence and all that kind of stuff like that. They have 25.7 million followers on Instagram. That doesn't even compare to 109 million. And if we go take a look at Under Armour, they have also not quite even stepped up to the popularity of Adidas with only 7.8 million followers, Nike still runs the top on all of that. So we've still learned that Nike has significant numbers, and even though they are in their downtime, they are still at the top. Nike is still one of the most commonly known brands and is always relevant in the scheme of things because even though this is technically all bad publicity, their metrics still show that they are recognized highly above all the people. And Nike still has one of the most iconic logos, and their hashtags still garner a lot of interest by the people. So you can definitely see where Nike's true fans are, and those true fans speak out for their numbers. Definitely have some recommendations here. The silence is a good start to letting people blow off some steam about their frustrations with any products coming from China, specifically a lot of Nike products, because Nike is so involved in China. All their products come from China. They're made in China, and the silent treatment is definitely a good way to start with this, so this way they don't damage any of the brand name. Coming out and saying, yes, we are not trying to offend anybody, that is a good start. But at the same time, you definitely do not want to damage your brand name at all. Posting more positive pictures and inspirational quotes, this personally would be one of the best things for the company, because trying to bring all the people back together is a good way to make all of this blow over. They'll bring their company back into light. They can start selling a little bit more products. They can find a way to push through this. People need positivity right now. And giving out coupons and discount codes on items when things return to normal, that's a great way to bring sales back up. Another way to do that, you can do free shipping or you can do percentage off coupons. Definitely one of the best ways to go about this situation. And this is all stuff Nike can take into account. They can do this after the virus subsides. They can do this right now. Some little recommendations, just some key tweaks and stuff like that. This is all stuff that they can do to help make things better. So let me know what you guys think. This is the final project. It was a great semester, and this is all